Hey guys, it's Nick here, and this is a part 2 / continuation about my Copa vid. There might even be a third part, but I have a list of things to talk about here, and I wrote it down, so hopefully, like I don't stutter as much. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is the FTC hasn't been 100% clear on this, about like certain things. But here's a couple things I want to talk about that are in the bill that I think are completely ridiculous. Now, I think this is from the 1998 edition, so which if it is, this would explain it. But like, basically, they'll consider it for kids if you use kid slang. For example, like "duh" or "ask your parents." Yeah, I'm not kidding. I didn't make that up. Look it up. I'm not even asking you to believe me. Look it up. Anyways, they also said anything that's animated will be considered kids content. So like for example, Robot Chicken, they might even consider that, a kids entertainment. That's another thing. I hear a lot of these big YouTubers talking about how it's going to affect big YouTubers like themselves, like with monetization stuff. But again, what does it mean for me? Because I've been watching several videos today about how that's going to affect little YouTubers and like people with smaller view counts don't have monetization on the videos voluntarily, and I'm not getting any answers. But I would assume it's going to work pretty similar, except maybe we'll have it a little bit better, but it'll still be bad. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Now. Something I wanted to mention is in my last video I was talking about why don't they have an option on YouTube to like set all your videos to not for kids. They actually do for your entire channel. So I said it's not for kids, but apparently that actually is going to make it worse. Because apparently if the FTC watches your video and they think like even if you drop an F-bomb in it, you're playing like a Super Mario World or something, it's like, well, that's a kid's game, or they might consider it a kid's game, and they'll say, well, you're making YouTube content for kids, and you're lying about not doing it. Well, why would I lie knowing I'm at risk for losing, or for being charged up to $42,000? Why would I do that? That's stupid. I don't get it. Now, okay, here's something I want to talk about, because some of these big YouTubers I've been seeing have said this. Oh well, if this goes through like people are saying, and the worst happens, you could just follow me on Patreon. And guys, are you freaking insane? Are you insane? By the way, that is another part of what it says in the bill is kids' sounds and noises like that are going to be considered kids' content. But I'm just trying to use that as an example. But it's like, guys, what are you talking about? You'll move to Patreon? It's going to be the same thing. If this bill gets passed, they're going to do it everywhere. I guarantee it. Mark my words. And if I'm wrong, I'd be more than happy to eat them. Now, yeah, I'm suddenly exploding in fury and stuff. And the reason is because this is a serious thing, people. I should have mentioned this from the very get-go. I'm going to put a link in the description to the Change.org petition. They need 500,000 signatures. They got over 300,000. So we're getting there, people. But we need your help. Now, I doubt they'll ever see this video. I'm like 99.9% sure. Because there's always that 0.01% chance. But Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie. Here's the thing. A couple things. One, they're going to be affected by this as well. Because they play these video games that the FTC might look at and be like, yeah, that's considered for kids, but Mark's dropping F-bombs. So they're going to delete his channel, or they're going to fine him heavily. Is that what it's going to take? Is that what it's going to freaking take for you guys to wake up and do something about it? And sign a petition and tell the FCC this is not okay? Is that what it's going to take? I hope not. Fortunately, it doesn't look like that. It looks like people are already outraged about this, and they're running the FTC. There's one legal guy, J House Law, who talked to them, and it sounded like the FTC meant well. Like they weren't intentionally trying to make this a crapshoot, but yeah, they need to hear from us. Now, if you guys are going to write to the FCC, that's fine, but I implore you to keep it professional. Do not say, you guys are pieces of shit. You guys are motherfucking... Don't do that. Write it professionally, like you're writing something at your work or something. Keep it professional, because they're not going to listen to you. I guarantee it, if you're going to give them a response like that. And that's going to look bad on us. On us content creators or people who like watching content creators. So don't do that, please. I don't expect you to. I'm just saying. But yeah, okay, so going back to the Patreon thing. Yeah, it's not just going to be on YouTube. If this passes, I guarantee it's going to go everywhere. Like Facebook, Twitter, and if you watch live streams, it'll go to Twitch, Picardo. It'll go everywhere it could possibly go. Okay? And it's already bad because YouTube's saying no matter where you live, you could live in like Japan or the UK or, you know, Switzerland. I don't think anyone even lives in Switzerland, but in all seriousness, no matter where you live, this law still applies to you. So, you know, some people might be desperate to think, oh, well, if I just move out of the country, I'll be okay. No, that will not work. Trust me. If YouTube says it's not going to work, it ain't going to work, all right? At least on this matter. So, that's another thing. Going back to these famous YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and stuff, their accounts are in jeopardy. Okay, they might be like one of the most subscribed people on YouTube and stuff, but they can make a difference. And I haven't seen a single one of them yet, like Mark, Jack, and PewDiePie. I haven't seen them do a video on this, and I really hope they do. But if they can make a video telling their viewers to sign, you know, the petition and let the FTC know how this is going to negatively impact us and that we don't want it, us as American citizens don't want this thing to be passed, then I think we could rest assured it won't get passed. Because again, these guys, okay, it kind of worked the opposite way in Markiplier's case, because like his fans came to him about the problem that YouTube was like suspending all of his viewers' accounts on the live streams who spammed the emojis like Mark told them to, and then their appeals getting rejected. The fans let Mark know, and Mark contacted YouTube, and that helped. But this is something that I think that they have to do the opposite way. Markiplier, those guys, if they could make a video telling us this is not okay and that we need to let the FTC know that we don't want this, and that while we do care about the safety of children, this is actually going to make it worse. But if they did videos like that, and like again, all the millions of people that they're reaching, and I know some of them are probably the same people who are subscribed to Jack or Felix or whatever, but that would make a huge difference. But the good thing is, it seems that our cries are being heard. There's so many people outraged at this, and for good reason. But we need to do something about this. And like I said, I will put a link in the description for the change.org petition. Because this is our only chance. We have until December 9th to get this sorted. And then if it passes, it goes into effect on January. Then there's one legislator, I think, who's actually trying to make it so minors can't even appear in your video at all. So like if in fact, I am an uncle, by the way. I don't know if people know that. I am an uncle. My stepbrother has a child. Like if I wanted her in my video, I won't be able to do that. Apparently only professional YouTube accounts and like business accounts like that would be excluded from the rule, which is discriminatory because I haven't done anything. It's like they're trying to make it, you know, guilty until proven innocent. And I thought it was supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. When did that change? So anyways, please forgive my yelling and screaming stuff, but this is a really serious thing. Now, I'm hoping to God, and if you're the praying type, pray that this legislation doesn't get passed. But about this bill or whatever, the COPPA thing. But pray about it. But most importantly, go on all your social media, let everyone know that they need to sign this petition. Because it could be the end of the internet as we know it, or internet freedom. So, yeah, anyways, a couple other things I want to touch base on really quick. One thing is, looking at my channel setting stuff, I found out that I was a partner. So that's actually pretty cool. I didn't know I was a YouTube partner. I know I always wanted it and I got rejected. Then there was a time where they were offering it to me, and at that time I wasn't interested. But it's cool to know that I'm a part of that. But here's the thing. Sometimes I don't get notifications when I get comments on my videos. Most of the time I think I do, but there are times where comments will slip through the cracks. So if I do a video that is kid friendly and someone leaves an expletive comment on there, do I get penalized for that? Because, you know, it's my video. It happened on my video, kind of like how I'm making videos on YouTube's website. And that's another thing. Are these old video games going to attract kids? Is the FTC could say, oh yeah, I remember Super Mario World. I played that when I was a kid, or I played that when my kids used to play that when they were young. So that's a kid's game. You know, is it going to affect that? Now I'm hoping that's not the case, because I mean, face it, a lot of kids nowadays, like, you know, at least like around the ages of 5 to 10, maybe even 12, don't even care about old games, because then it's like, that's stupid. Why play that when I can play, like, you know, Call of Duty or something, or Undertale or Fortnite or whatever. That's another thing too. Someone was saying, like, in a video, like, maybe if you had you're playing a game rated T for teen or something, you know, that might get a pass. Well, most, if not every single one of those retro games I play don't have ratings, because back in the NES days, and in the Famicom days especially, there weren't ratings. Like, if I were to play through Sweet Home on the NES or Famicom, which I'm not saying I'm going to do because I've never really played the game before, but I've seen it, there's like gory stuff in there. But in Japan, kids played that growing up. So is that a kid's game? Because it never was rated that it was for adults. I don't know. I mean, that's another problem with this bill. Is there's a lot of gray areas here, and they're not talking about or addressing. And it sounds like, from the sound of things, the people who are coming up with this bill or whatever are, you know, like, just uninformed. I don't want to say they're stupid or anything. They're just uninformed because they don't know how this new technology works, and they don't know what us youngins like. But am I even a youngin anymore? I'm 25, so I don't know. But anyways, we need to fight this. I mean, I'm cutting to the chase right here. We need to fight this. But for all the people who are saying, "Oh, just go to Patreon," Patreon is not going to do anything for you. Okay, it's like putting like a piece of tape on a boat leak. Okay, like it might work for a few seconds, or it might last temporarily, but in the long run, they're gonna spread to that stuff anyway. They're gonna go to Patreon. They're gonna go to Facebook. They're gonna go to Twitter. They're gonna go to Twitch. They're gonna go to Picardo. They're gonna go everywhere they can go with this bill. And trust me, they will go to those places. Mark my words. And if I'm wrong, I'm more than happy to eat them. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. God bless. Just please sign the petition in the description below. And I'll see you guys later. Peace out. God bless. And Godspeed.